You don't blow your life up when things get bad. You blow things up when things start to get quiet, when all the drama fades out, when all the fires have been put out, when nobody's chasing you and nothing's collapsing. That's when that subtle itch starts to happen. And it's not stress, it's not even pressure. It's more boredom than anything else. And if you're honest, boredom scares you more than chaos ever did, because chaos at least gives you a chance to represent your identity, but stability and boredom forces you to face yourself. And if this feels uncomfortable already, good, because this is exactly where most men start lying to themselves. And once you start lying to yourself, it's a slippery slope. So before we go any further, let me say this clearly. If you want the system that I give to all my private clients to help them eliminate the self-sabotage and get aligned across body, being and business, click the link in the description and get your free copy of the alignment blueprint, the proven system. But now let me carry on with the video, because you keep telling yourself you're bored because life is dull, because things feel flat, because you need more excitement. But that's the lie. The truth is much more simple, but it's also much harder to swallow. You're bored because your nervous system doesn't trust being calm. You've learned how to survive through the chaos and the stress. You've learned how to live. You've never learned to live in stability. So when things finally start working, your body panics. Let me explain it. Because there was a point in my life where everything on the outside looking in looked better. I was boxing, winning title fights, work was moving forward, money was okay, no police, no court dates, no emergencies. And from the outside, it looked like I was progressing. But inside, I still felt restless, agitated, always on edge for no specific reason. Not depressed or anxious, just uncomfortable, sitting on my own within my own life. And that's when all the thoughts started. You deserve a release. One night won't hurt. You've earned it. Don't be boring. You're allowed a little blowout, but those thoughts don't show up when you're drowning in stress and things to do. They show up when you're finally breathing and you've got a bit of downtime. And because you're smart, you actually listen to them. You don't frame it as self-destruction. You frame it as balance, as enjoyment, as being human. But let's actually break it down and look at the pattern. Because you can build momentum, things get steady, then you reach for the chaos. It could be drink, drugs, bad decisions, late nights, shitty food, comfort habits that you already know lead you nowhere. Not because you hate yourself, but because the chaos feels familiar. That little dopamine rush. The chaos gives you something to react to, but stability asks you to choose. And choosing scares you more than reacting ever did or ever will. And this is where most men get it wrong. They think boredom means that they need more stimulation, more dopamine, more excitement, more cheap thrills. When in reality, what they actually need is tolerance. What you actually need is tolerance. Tolerance for quiet, for repetition. Tolerance for a life that doesn't constantly spike and then crash. Because stability doesn't give you the same chemical hit as chaos does. Chaos floods you with all those feel-good endorphins, but stability starves you at first until something deeper kicks in. But most men never stay within that discomfort for long enough to be able to feel it. They sabotage it before the calm actually starts to compound. So here's the part that you won't hear in any motivational content on social media. Boredom is the gateway to power, but only if you don't flinch when it kicks in. Every man that I've worked with who self-destructs in cycles has got the same pattern when we actually break it down. They don't fail under pressure, they actually thrive under pressure. They fail when they get to some level of peace. The bad days don't derail them, the good weeks do. Because good weeks remove the excuses. When life's hard, you can justify everything, but when life's calm, your standards start to get exposed bit by bit. And that's uncomfortable. Most of the time, it's a Tuesday night where all this is decided. There's nothing dramatic happening, no crisis, just a quiet evening where you could do the boring thing that would actually move your life forward. Train, read, plan, early night, send those sales messages that you've been avoiding that would make you money or network, or you could escape. Scroll, drink, snack, numb out. Most men choose the escape and then call it rest. And then they wake up the next day feeling flat, frustrated and slightly ashamed, and they just don't know why. It's not because you rested, it's because you avoided it. Your body knows the difference even if your mind pretends not to. So here's the uncomfortable truth that you won't hear anybody say. Chaos gives you an excuse to stay small, but stability removes it completely. When your life's messy, no one expects greatness from you, including yourself. But when your life's stable, the only thing left to blame is you and your own actions and your own habits. And that's why boredom triggers all these self-destructive behaviours. Not because you want to ruin your life, because nobody wants a shit life. It's because part of you is terrified of seeing how far you could actually go if you're locked in. And trust me, I can say this because I've lived it. I've won things that most people dream about: titles, respect, women, money, momentum, and then watched myself quietly dismantle it and break it all down with the habits that I already knew were toxic and self-destructive. Not in one big explosion, but in 1,000 small permissions that break you down bit by bit. I'll just loosen the grip. I'll just relax a little bit. I'll get back onto it next week. I'm still doing better than before. That's how intelligent men start to sabotage themselves. Not recklessly, but logically. And every time you choose chaos over calm, you train your nervous system to associate peace with danger. So the moment life starts to feel steady, your body looks for a way out. And this is why people relapse when things start to improve. Why relationships fall apart when they stabilize. Why businesses plateau right before they hit that magical breakthrough moment, because stability feels unsafe to men who've grown up in survival mode like a lot of us have. But here's the reframe that changes absolutely everything. Boredom isn't a signal to go and try and escape. It's a signal that you've entered a phase where the compounding is actually going to start beginning to take place. Nothing flashy, nothing impressive, just standards, repetition, self-trust. This is where unfuckwithable men are built, in alignment, not in chaos, but in calm. But calm and alignment only becomes comfortable when you stop trying to decorate your life with all these distractions. You don't need more excitement. You need more depth. But depth only shows up when you actually stay in that boredom long enough. Stay with the routine. Stay with the quiet. Stay with the version of you that doesn't get the applause. That version is dangerous, and it will create the best life you ever realised you could possibly live, because he stops needing stimulation to feel alive. He gets his energy from alignment. This is why I don't sell motivation and I don't sell hype. I help men build lives that they don't need to escape from, to align body, being and business, so those three areas of life all move together in forward motion, feeding into each other and compounding. And if that's hitting close to home, here's the question that you can't dodge. What do you usually destroy right after things start going well? Not dramatically, but quietly. And that answer will tell you absolutely everything. And if you're ready to stop repeating the same cycle and letting body, being and business stay misaligned and all fucked up and out of sync, click the link in the description and get your free copy of the Alignment Blueprint. It's the free system that I give to all my private clients to get them aligned across body, being and business, so all their areas of their life move forward together. And if you need proof that it works, even though it's free and it will change your life, so what have you really got to lose? But click the link in the description, go to my website and look at all the client wins and all the testimonials and all the men that have come before you and changed their life. I'm passionate about this because I want you to experience that too. So I'll see you in the next video. Let's fucking go.